Hi, my name is Nathalie Dorval. I'm the Senior Counselor of Intellectual Property at Astral Media.
Holding this much-needed copyright consultation, we greatly appreciate it. Briefly, I would like to talk to you about the role of broadcasters in the value chain of content, and also present to you a few challenges that we meet and what are the remedies that we're seeking for them. So let me start with Astral Media. Astral Media owns and operates 82 radio stations across the country, as well as 20 pay and specialty service, and operates over 100 websites. So as such, we are both creators of content. For example, if you want to access a podcast of our television or our radio station programming, and we are also users of content, for example, when we play music on our radio station. As such, we think that we are well placed to understand the need for a balanced approach to copyright. The other thing that we'd like to stretch is that broadcasters really play a vital role in creating value of content in our industry. We ensure that the great content made by our Canadian artists is seen on TV, on the web, and on the radio. And to that extent, we think that broadcasters' success really encourages also creators' success. And I say that because we're living in a different world where we're competing on a global scale, and we really need the tools to be able to continue to succeed for the whole industry. And the Copyright Act is one of these tools. So let me start with one challenge that we face as user of content. So in this world, we face a multiplicity of rights, to be clear, when we want to use some content. For example, under the current system, if Astral wants to use, for example, a song to play on this multi-platform environment, we would have to make as much as 11 different payments to different copyright groups. Now, that brings us to a point where the current copyright rules are getting in the way of causing complication and delays in clearing content for us. So clearing right in this age of multi-platform has become totally inefficient for us and very costly. The other challenge that we face is that we pay for the amount that we pay for the music that we play no longer reflects any type of fair value for us. It is more a system of piling of different payment that we make and not looking at the overall value of a content for us. So what we recommend is that we need to rethink our copyright system with a view to avoid the need to clear multiple rights. An efficient system for us would allow broadcasters to make one single and fair payment to be able to use that content. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup. Au micro numéro 2, s'il vous plaît.
Hi, my name is Alex Curley. I teach anthropology and sociology at Concordia University, but I'm speaking in my own name. I first would like to congratulate the government on taking this initiative to actually pay attention to what Canadians care about in terms of copyright in general. Two quick observations and one quick suggestion. So what I noticed, especially in discussions online and offline about copyright, is that there seems to be a lot of cynicism about the process, the consultation process, but there also seems to be large degree of agreement across the board that the government needs to protect Canadians from abuses, especially from commercial interests. And my quick suggestion, my simple suggestion, would be to treat Canadians as stakeholders in creative endeavors instead of treating us as mere users or consumers of content. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup. Oui, Monsieur le Ministre.
Just a comment on the process. We wanted to make sure we're trying to find as many ways as possible. Keeping in mind, of course, we are in a minority parliament, and as you know, since in June of 2004, when Mr. Martin had his minority parliament, now we've had 3 in a row, that there's always, we've seen again in the papers today, that there could be an election, So we wanted to have as effective a consultation as possible in this period of the summer where we know we will not have some kind of an election possibility drama that'll distract us from consultations. So we're doing town hall formats like this. The media are in the room. This conversation, everybody's intervention here today is going to be available online, which will spur, we hope, further conversations, and people can respond to others and write to us. We're having closed-door meetings with some folks who prefer that format. We're having one-on-one meetings with people. We're doing as broad a consultation as we can. And also, don't forget, once we come forward with legislation, it'll then go to the House committee. It'll be a debate in the House and a debate at committee, an opportunity for amendment. There'll be plenty of opportunity for folks to have their interventions and their views be known before we write the bill, while we're writing the bill, after the bill's been tabled, and through final passage. I mean, we really want to get this right and have as many people as possible have their views come forward. There are always opportunities, of course, for people to criticize. We hope it's constructive criticism, and we'll learn from this and try to make this as effective as possible. So.
On va aller au micro numéro 3, puis après Annie.
Microphone 3, and then Nicole.
My name is Jeremy Tellio. I'm a little bit nervous, but I hope my ideas can get across. I don't know how much my ideas really will resonate in this crowd. I think this crowd's maybe more the pro-copyright group, whereas more I'm an anti-copyright person. I don't think that copyright's really a good thing. I think that intellectual property's an invention meant to, whatever. I think, in other words, physical property, you own something, you buy something, you can use it, you could do whatever you want with it. I don't think that I think intellectual property is kind of in the air, it's diffuse, it's not something real. If I buy a CD, I could break it, I could destroy it, it's mine, I own it, it's in my hand, it's physical. But something intellectual, like I can't take that same CD that I could destroy, I could burn it, but I can't copy it. I find that strange. But anyways, that's not all that I want to talk about. I want to say, I heard there was a case in the United States. There was a lady, she had 8 songs that were downloaded onto her computer. She ended up getting sued. She said, maybe I didn't download them, whatever. She ended up with a fine of, I think, $2 million for 8 songs. Because each song was, I don't know, $100,000 or something like that. Each song had a massive fine on it. Now, if you look at lots of people's computers in Canada and Montreal, the youth and stuff, I'm sure you might find more than 8 songs, and I wouldn't want the Canadian law that you put forward for copyright protection to put people in millions and millions of dollars of debt for these songs. This lady could have, instead of, these 8 songs could have been purchased on iTunes for $8, $1 a song, and that should be what the value is, and yet this gigantic punishment came down on her, and I wouldn't want other people to have that. Also in Canada, I don't think that it's good to have a society where all the youth are illegal. The gentleman over there mentioned that before. A lot of the youth use the internet to download, use the internet to share and stuff, and I wouldn't want everybody to be labeled illegal. You know, if you have a society where nobody's following the law, maybe the law needs to change. And the youth of right now are the ones that are going to grow up and eventually replace the people that are in Parliament that are there now, that are you in 20 years or whenever it is. And that's the general view. Everybody thinks it's not anything strange, it's normal. You know, you could do that. That's number one. Another thing, I think that pointing to illegal content on the internet should not be illegal. What do I mean by pointing? The Pirate Bay, for example, they put torrents up on their website. Torrents are not illegal files. They're not illegal. Nobody authored that. Let's say it points to an MP3 that's illegal. So an author made that MP3. They have a copyright on that MP3. But the torrent file, I assume you're knowledgeable in this area because you're doing all these consultations, but the torrent file itself just points to different people's computers. So to say that pointing to illegal content, in other words, I download this torrent, or if I host the torrent on my website, saying that because I'm hosting it, I'm hosting illegal content is not true. I'm hosting things that point to illegal content. I've done nothing wrong. Somebody else downloads this file, they can now use it for a nefarious purpose. But just the having of ones and O's of that file, of the torrent file that just points, isn't doing anything illegal. It's not touching an author. It's not touching anything. It's telling people where they could get information. And that's what Google does.
To wrap up, please.
To wrap up, that's what Google does. You could use Google, and if you want to make Google illegal, you know, they have, you could find pictures on it that are copyrighted. You could find music files. You could use Google. Google also points. Google has a list of everything, and you could use it to find files that are illegal. So once you're going to start getting down these websites, you're going to also have to attack Google, and I don't think that's fair or a good idea.
Thank you. I think by a quick count of people at the mic right now, I think we'll leave it there, because if we do 3 minutes, we're going to run out of time, so the people at the mic now will try to get through you, but I don't think we'll be able to have any other people, keeping in mind we also have people online. Et je vous rappelle...
Response to what I said, or do
un
you
instant.
want to give your opinion?
Un instant. Je vous rappelle du système de lumière aussi, là, faut vraiment...
Please respect the, you have to respect other people's rights and look at the lights, please.
I don't quite think it's as simple as you presented.
Merci.